So, good morning everyone, especially to you ma'am. Our topic today is Chapter 7, Paris to Berlin in 1885 to 1887. After completing his studies in Madrid, Rizal went to Paris and Germany in order to specialize in ophthalmology. He particularly chose this branch of medicine because he wanted to cure his mother's eye. He served as assistant to the famous oculists of Europe. He also continued his travel and observation of European life and custom in Paris, Heidelberg, Leipzig, and Berlin. In Berlin, capital of the newly unified Germany, he met and befriended several top German scientists, Dr. Theodor Jagor, Dr. Adolf B. Meyer, Dr. Hans Meyer, and Dr. Rudolf Virchow. His merits as a scientist were recognized by the eminent scientists of Europe. Rizal as musician. Music played an important part in all Filipinos' reunions in Barcelona, Madrid, Paris, and other cities of Europe. The Filipino contemporaries of Rizal could either play an instrument or sing, especially in the home of the Pardo de Tiberas and in the Lama studio. Every reunion was enlivened with the playing or singing of the kundiman and other Philippine melodies. Rizal had no natural aptitude for music, and this is admitted. But he studied music because many of his schoolmates in the teenager were taking music lessons. In a letter dated November 27, 1878, he told Enrique Lete that he learned the solfeggio, the piano, and voice culture in 1 month and a half. However, confused that he could not sing well. If you could hear me sing, I wrote the letter, you would say we're in Spain because my voice is like a braying of asses. On February 18, 1886, on February 8, 1886, he arrived in Heidelberg, historic city in Germany famous for its old university and Roman. Surrounding for a short time, he lived in a boarding house with some German law students. These students found out that Rizal was a good chess player, so that they recommended him to be a member of the chess player club. Rizal thus became a member of his chess club, whose members were mostly law students. It is not true. As biographers say, that he studied law in the University of Heidelberg. He only attended some lecture courses and studied in interned for knowledge. Form for the coming of America to Philippine source. Result had a letter of introduction by Blumentritt for Jagger. So famous German anthropologist, and his son Dr. Hans. Dr. Jagger in turn introduced results to Dr. Rudolf Virchow, professor of descriptive anatomy. Rizal also met Dr. Jost, noted German geographer. He worked in the German custom. Aside from the German women, Rizal admired the German custom which he observed well. It must be noted that he was a keen observer of the custom of the people in all the countries he visited. The Christmas custom of the German delighted him most of his Yuletide custom. He wrote, on Christmas Eve, the people take from the vases a pine tree, selected one which must not only be straight, but also must have Rizal characterized winter. Rizal spent winter in many temperate countries. The winter of 1886 in Berlin was his darkest winter. During his bleak winter, he lived in poverty because no money arrived from Calamba and he was flat broke. The diamond ring with his sister Saturnina gave him was in the pawn shop. Many of his books had already been sold to second-hand bookstores. He could not pay in Lanford. He had to scrimp, eating only one meal a day. And that daily meal consisted of bread and water or some cheap vegetable soup. His clothes were old and threadbare. He laundered them himself because he could not afford to pay for their dry cleaning.